Okay, so my first impression of sports sales were much like any sales job. I knew that the, stereotypical work in the boiler room, make cold calls all day, try to find any lead possible, even if the lead isn't actually there. I knew it was kind of the same for sports. A lot of people in one room making calls, a lot of cold calls, a lot of trying to get tickets sold. And I knew that it wasn't just ticket sales, it was also a lot of merchandise. Before the lecture, I was actually lucky enough to have a lot of prior knowledge because I've interned for a sales position in MTSU athletics, and I've had a job over the summer with the Chattanooga Lookouts and ticket sales. So I was fortunate enough to know quite a bit before the lecture. And has my attitude changed about sports sales since the lecture? Not really, no. Mostly because when working these jobs, I figured out that sports sales aren't my favorite thing to do, and that's not really a career I wish to pursue in the sports world. I'd like to do something a little more hands-on. But with that being said, I have a lot of respect for these people in these sales positions because it's obviously not an easy job, especially with the Chattanooga Lookouts. I've seen the hours that these people put in, and my manager at one point told me he had had an off day in the last 4 weeks just with being in the office and being there on game days while we're selling. So yes, I definitely have a lot of respect for those people, and that's really my attitude towards it. Would I ever consider going into sports sales? Yes. Obviously, at one point I did because I've obviously had that internship and I've worked for the Lookouts. I knew that it was the basic baseline of revenue in sports and sport management, and I knew that there was a lot I could learn if I did it, and I did. I definitely did learn a lot, but fortunately, I've also learned that it might not be my favorite thing to do. If sports sales in class were offered, would I take them? Yes, I would. I would definitely take them because there's so much that you can learn about sports and the sport world just in sports sales itself. And obviously, like I've said, I was lucky enough to learn a lot doing this job, and I think it's just such a great baseline for everything that happens in sport management. And I would also advise other people with the same major as myself to also take them. So yes, I would.